Hi, my name is Ida, and I'm gonna tell you a story about when I made the biggest decision of my life. I was sitting on the edge of my infinity pool, looking out over the Malacca Straits in Singapore. I was a working professional, this international expat, and I was sent out all over the world to do exactly what professionals do: work hard and play hard. I lived in these multi-million-dollar apartments in some of the world's most expensive zip codes. And I wasn't just earning money, I had a respected job. I even held a diplomatic visa to the United States. I was set up for a promotion in a couple of months, and my career path was crystal clear. Up the ladder, just like everyone else. So I was 28 years old and my life looked perfect for anybody observing from the outside. But the thing is that external success does not equal happiness or fulfillment or a sense of purpose. And I'm sure I'm not alone, experience this feeling of everything looks fine, everything seems perfect, and you have worked for something so long and so hard, and you're expecting to feel this amazing bliss and happiness. And then you come to this place that you have dreamed of for so long, just to feel that all my internal struggles are still present, and achieving all these external things are not gonna give me happiness.
I was wrong, the words I spoke. I've been saying many things that are hurtful.
So how did I get here?
Your tears
To answer this, I first need to take you back in time. Well, I had studied business school, I'd gone straight into a couple of intensive years working as a management consultant, and I had been moving across 3 different countries. It was the ideal start of a career. The problem was that I had accomplished all of this on sheer external motivation, completely lacking internal motivation. I had forced myself into a corporate box. Every day was like going to acting school, playing pretend. I was pretending, mostly to myself, that I wanted all of this. I mean, I thought I should want all of this, right?
Hey, at least I'm breathing.
So this misalignment between what I was doing and what I was achieving, it didn't match with what was going on with me on the inside. And I think it didn't match with what I truly wanted to do in my life. And I think it's so easy to get stuck in like external things and seeking validation from the world around us and thinking that we should do something just because it's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get an education, we're supposed to get a good job, we're supposed to earn a lot of money, and we're just supposed to climb this ladder. I did all that. I did everything according to the book that people said, do this and you'll have a successful life and you'll be happy. But, it wasn't matching what was here on the inside. I think we all know that in order to excel at something or to do a really good job, we all need to like what we do. We need to feel a sense of purpose for doing that. We need to feel connected to the people that we do it with. And I knew deep down, this wasn't my tribe. This wasn't the place where my real talents or my real purpose would be realized.
The work goes on, must come down.
I think you can only go so far being in this misalignment until the body starts to say no. And it came to a point where my body just simply said no. And it showed up in a number of ways. Like, I wasn't sleeping very well, my anxiety got really bad, I had this huge imposter syndrome, which I think most people have when they're early in their career. But not only the imposter syndrome, but I think more importantly, I felt that the true me, my real talents, or the real things that I think are fun or that I have a passion for, wasn't being utilized in this career. So I came to this crossroads where I felt like I have two options. Either I continue down this career path and I know what my future will look like. I will have more money, will have a better title, and I don't know, my future is secured. Or I take the other path where I follow what's in here. And I really didn't know what to do, but I knew something had to change. So I quit. So I have resigned from my daytime job. I packed up my things, I handed in my resignation letter, and I moved back to my home country, Sweden. 'Cause I've been spending all my time to figure out just how. Without a job or plan lined up, all I knew was that this time I wanted to find my internal motivation. So I asked myself the question, what would I do if money, titles, and external validation didn't matter? Venture number 1, do something fun. You see, I come from a remote corner of northern Sweden. Where I come from, the nearest town is 100 kilometers away. My family had never known anything different. We have roots from this small village that goes 300 years back. So one of the first thing I did after I quit was to go back to my roots. Me and my brother had a shared interest in film and photography. He's 100 times more talented than I am, but we started a film production company together that focused on industrial clients in the north of Sweden. So me and my brother, we tried this and we both were head over heels excited about this. We're maybe a bit too excited. I think we dove right in with our hearts and our soul and all our time, maybe a bit too much time. And we burned out pretty fast, to be honest. And I think a lesson here is that, when you do something that's fun and you turn it into work, it can sometimes take the fun out of the thing. A lesson has been to be able to keep doing the things that are fun, but balancing that with also trying to turn that into a living or a new career. It was a good run and I'm so happy that we did that and we learned so much and I think we had a good time together and we are still doing it, but not in the same capacity as we were. So lesson number 1 is to keep the things that are fun at a fun level and not turn fun into work and another to-do list. Venture number 2, do what you love. I turned to what I love, yoga. I went to Bali and I took my long-awaited yoga teacher training certificate. After Bali, I came back to Sweden and I really tried hustling my way into being a yoga teacher full time. I feel like I tried everything. I took a gig at a local gym. I tried to start my own online teaching. I really did everything to be able to make this thing that I absolutely love and feel like I can make an impact on people's lives into a full-time job, something that I could make a career out of. But after a year of really trying to make it as a yoga teacher, my learning was that it's really hard to make a living as a yoga teacher. It's really hard to make money as a yoga teacher. And my lesson in this was that, okay, this is something that I love and something that I probably want to do for the rest of my life. Do yoga for myself, but also to help others with yoga and meditation and breath work. But maybe it doesn't have to be a career, maybe it doesn't have to be something that I can earn a full-time living. And I had to settle with the fact that, okay, I don't have to make money off yoga. And I think that was a big, important realization. And it was it took time for me to really accept that. But yeah, it can be really hard to make a living of something that you love, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It just means that maybe there are other things that you can combine with doing the things that you love. So that was a painful thing to realize, but also a healthy lesson to learn. Venture number 3, Do something with purpose. I've called myself a feminist for as long as I can remember. During my years in corporate, I was always the one running women's groups, speaking up about inequalities, and being that pain in the ass to all the managers. My purpose was always going to be about equality and female empowerment. So together with my wife, Gia, we decided to create a company for impact. We called it Her Cycle. We wanted to solve one of our own problems as women, our menstrual cycle. So the menstrual cycle is actually one of the most important health factors to women in their productive years to pay attention to. So this cycle is orchestrated by a complex symphony of hormones that are changing levels on a monthly basis. But this monthly cycle can also be a source of a lot of unwanted problems. It can cause a lot of physical pain, but it can also totally screw up your mood and your mental health, and sometimes even totally ruin your relationships and how you're able to perform in school and work life. And there's also a problem if these hormone levels are out of balance. Then there's a lot of other health risks associated with that and unwanted symptoms. So we wanted to create a tool that made it possible for every woman to access and understand her cycle and live in sync with this natural rhythm that happens every month. And when we started this, we were two really naive first-time founders. We thought that within 6 months, we're gonna go live. But now, 1.5 years later, I can tell you we're nowhere near where we thought we would be. But we are doing this from a sense of purpose, from a sense of that we're in this in the long run, and it can take however long it can take for us to finish what we started. And I think the big lesson here has been that good things take time, and when you make a big shift in your life, you're not gonna figure out exactly the perfect thing that you want to do in the beginning. It's gonna take time, and give yourself that time to figure it out and experiment. And when you really find something that you love and it is purpose and it is fun, it's gonna take time. You're not gonna build it in 6 months and then you're done. And to really give yourself that time. So I had to learn that, and I have to be patient with myself in this journey. And however cliche it may sound, I really feel that it is not about the destination, but about the journey. There has been so many times when I just wanted to rush through this process, but I've learned that when you rush through something, you're just gonna have to redo it at some point. So I want to embrace this idea of trust and believing that the things that are meant for us will never pass us. So I made the biggest decision of my life and left a life that was seemingly successful but felt unfulfilled. I tested everything under the sun to find what would ignite me again. Many things failed, some things succeeded, but with each trial and error, there was a lesson, there was growth. And my conclusion is that it's never too late and always okay to reinvent yourself over and over again. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey.